Alright, hello, I'm Jog, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. So I had like 6 hours of footage, and, got corrupted and I lost it. So now I'm essentially so far behind. But oh well. We'll just move on, because now I at least have a good idea of what I'm doing and can make things a lot easier. First thing I want to do is, sorry, but I'm getting rid of this thing. For right now, I don't really need it, and the amount of steel that was used on this is going to be much more valuable because we want to go into space in this episode. However, before I do that, I'm still trying to get this all set up and ready to go. And as a matter of fact, I want to change how I'm doing this. Although there's still gas in this room, right? Yes, okay. That's fine. Gas can be in the room. I want to go and fix some things up. I probably also want to put in Atmos suits, which should be easy enough. I can get this thing to be built, thank you. Oh, shoot. Not you. Okay, so long story short, again, since I lost so much of the data, so much of the footage, I already know essentially what I want to do. I essentially want to wall this thing off, kind of like how I have this up there, because this current system and how it is laid out will not fully work for me. I tried it before, and the oxygen kept going up to the very top, interacting with these gas pumps and getting that into my hydrogen generators, which just mean that they didn't work, so I'm going to fix that. Another thing I need to fix is the piping down here. I tried using the piping down here, and to no luck. The water wouldn't get hot enough that by the time it got over here to the desalinator, it would essentially just freeze in the pipe and break. So I want to essentially just make another version of that up here, which should be simple enough. This is also where a lot of the heat was anyway, so this actually kind of works out that way. And yeah, there's probably going to be cuts here and there because of everything that's going to have to go on. So, I'll be back in a minute. Also, I can't have it that high. Let's go this high. Also, this thing will have to be a conduit wire to actually fit there. So I'll be back in a minute when I get this thing set up so that I can eventually try to get to space. Okay, so while this system more or less gets itself taken care of, because it's still trying to get rid of all the gases, we can try to start focusing up on space. And one of the issues we're going to have dealing with space is that we need to get up to the top, and we're probably going to want to do that fast. That is where things like the transit tube will be very helpful. The issue is that it requires a lot of power to operate. So if I want to, say, try to use some of this other stuff, I'm going to have to increase the wiring to conductive. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be burning through stuff. Okay, so while they're getting that all set up, we want to put transit tubes. We want these things to be put down in a place where they're going to be useful, and then we want to use the actual transit tubes themselves. They require plastic, and they're a little bit annoying because they can't go through blocks like the ladder here. And while you can turn, you can't do like a complete U-turn. They require at least a little bit of space to actually move. However, these will be one of the fastest ways to actually get our duplicants to move around a base, unless they have extremely high athletics. Another thing we could do if we want to try and speed things up is using plastic ladders, as they give you a run speed of 20% compared to, I guess, this just being normal. So you do move faster on the plastic ladders, it's just you can use ladders and not have to use power, or you use transit tubes to get up there quickly. And this is kind of why I always did a 3, so fire pole, ladder, and then transit tube going up. The issue being, didn't do it perfectly all the way. That should be a simple fix. Okay, so this is a little bit of an issue, because I want to actually try to get closer up to the top to drop my duplicants off. Issue being that I got this nature reservoir, and if I get rid of the door, it's not going to be a nature reservoir. So I could try using the transit tubes. The issue being, I need a way to connect to it, which we can hopefully try and just do this. Get rid of some of those. Try And then we'll try to shoot on up, then go out here, go over, and then go back up. Oh no, that's not gonna work out. Actually, we can probably just get rid of these tiles. Probably just get rid of all those tiles, and let's like, up, up, up. Yeah, we can do that, okay. And that'll allow us just to shoot up here and get up to the top. So another thing is that, well, we have a transit tube down here, which will be great for getting our duplicants up. Let me also go to this. They only can enter the thing from the actual transit tube access. So if I want to have them go from, say, up here, down below, we're going to need another one of these, which is also going to require power to go downward. So, like, say something there. Well, here we go. We got our first duplicant into the tube. Silver! Let's follow. It doesn't look the most comfortable. There they go. But it's like that, they went straight from the steam box all the way up to the top of the world. Rather quickly, too. It'll be great for when I want to get steel up above, as well as give the duplicants a way to get back down. It doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt, to have some extra drop-off points every now and then. Thankfully, though, they can just go past each other, or just go to the transit tube access. But if we so wish, we can do something like this, and then they can just drop off right here. Alright, so while most of the base is still going underway, let's actually start dealing with space, assuming that they actually get the power to actually go into... Why do they not... I swear they unbuilt this. I just told them to make this conductive wire, and I don't know why they didn't. Anyways, let's start dealing and talking about space. So space is dangerous, 1, because it's a vacuum, 2, there are meteors that occasionally fall down from the sky, and there can be harmful amounts of sunlight that come out and about. So, this is part of the reason why we want to come up here with Atmos suits. Although, even with an Atmos suit, if we get hit by a meteorite, we're still gonna get hurt from that. But there's nothing that's really going to do anything to prevent a duplicant getting hurt from getting hit by a meteorite. All you can really do is try to stop the meteorites from falling down on our heads. For that, we need to come up here, and we're going to want to build up. Now, as I said before, the big issue about building up here is the lack of resources, which is exactly why I went for the whole transit tube system. The other one is that I'm limited to... I can only have like 6 duplicants because I have 6 Atmos suits. Until I get this thing set up, I'm limited to this many people. However, one of the first building tools we're going to be using are ladders, and thankfully, this Maverick Rock right here is perfect building material. The Regulus up here, it acts just like sand, because it pretty much is sand. It's a filtration medium, as the game says, so we want to be careful about that. But essentially, I just want to have my duplicants come out here, dig this stuff up, and then we will use that for ladders. Although we won't get the Maverick Rock until they actually start digging. So, I'll be back when this actually gets going. Oh, well, right now you're just got an achievement, and I think it is the totally tubular one. Yes, have duplicants travel 10,000 meters by transit tube. That was easy enough. They did that all on their own, I'm so proud of them. Now they can finally get out into space and start dealing with this Maverick Rock. We do want to be careful. We really want to be walking when it is not a meteor shower going on about. Although, we can't always control that now, can we? There we go. Some Maverick Rock just fell down. Anytime the game wants to update, there we go. Immediately, Maverick Rock, and I'm just going to tell them to build all the way up as far as it'll go. I do want this as priority 9, because I do want this getting done as soon as now. Because I want... this, I'm just going to say right now, I'm recording this live right now, compared to how I've been doing it before, just because I'm still annoyed about losing all that stuff, and I don't know what else to do otherwise right now. I have not been in the biggest oxygen not included mood. But I just want to try and get things going. I want to get the ball rolling. And I feel like this is honestly the best way to do it, although this is going to take a long time. Okay, I was about to say, things are about to get a little bit dangerous. So if you want to get back inside, thank you. Despite the fact we only have like a small opening that we could actually get hit on, that's still an opening I don't want to take a chance on. I'm curious, I did not know that you can actually see how long the meteor showers will last. Ooh, that's good. We've hit the top of the entire world, the entire in-game world. We cannot go any higher, we cannot build any higher past this. You actually notice the item isn't even going any higher than this. This is good because this is what I've been looking for. Because I want to go down here, because we have two things, bunker tiles and bunker doors. I want the bunker doors, because bunker doors and bunker tiles are the only things capable of surviving a hit from a meteor and not get destroyed. Now, bunker tiles is 100 steel for 1 block. The bunker doors is 500 steel for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference being that the bunker doors can be opened and whatnot. And before I do anything, because I want to try and get the entire top of the world, I just want to see where I need to be. So yeah, we will essentially just build out left and right, and this will essentially create a shield, more or less, preventing any more meteorites from falling down. Granted, they can still come in at an angle, but they will stop most of the stuff from coming down. Also, I want to get rid of this. This was just to know exactly how I was getting things done. Other thing is that we're going to have to actually get out here, so building some more ladders going across left and right is also not a bad idea. My suggestion would be priority 8, the ladders, priority 9, the blah 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 blah, these things. You want the bunker doors done first because they're the ones that are going to protect you, and you want the ladders done second because, while important, they're not as important. So this is step 1 out of like 25 of space that I want to try and get done. Okay, but now that they're finally up here, they can finally start getting steel from my steam box and start making these doors, which will be fantastic. Matter of fact, ooh, not good. We're already getting a first meteor shower. I swear to God, these happen so often sometimes. And yeah, they're gonna damage... they're gonna damage the ladders, but that's fine. Wait, why are these made out of granite? Oh my God. Yeah, something you may notice just from that last meteorite. Meteorites drop regolith. So this essentially means that regolith is a... well, meteors are an endless supply of regolith, which means an endless supply of filtration medium. So that's good. Although the fact it's raining on top of our heads right now is not so good. Although, funny enough, if we can get this bunker door set up in time, and if a meteorite decides to hit it, we can get ourselves another achievement. Ow. Ooh! Gonna say, I think they took some damage from that one. Oh, that one count? Yeah, that tiny one counted. Immovable object. Block a meteor from hitting your base using a bunker door. Am I playing with fire by having my duplicates out here? Yes. Do I have faith in their survival skills? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, before I forget, another thing you may notice from the Meteor showers is that they also drop down resources, so like copper ore, refined iron, and I want to say even refined gold? Or, no, gold amalgam, okay. There's also going to be shovels up here, shovelfuls, sorry. So we could put down a ranch up here, made out of steel, because they will actually eat regolith. So we can actually put them up here and start taming them. Just simply because regolith is just going to be an easy supply up here compared to everywhere else on the map. You can also see the bunker doors cutting off the sunlight, which technically is not how it should technically work in real life, but it works in game, so yeah. I'm not going to cry over it. I don't remember if I talked about, but I think I talked about this in the beginning, about how the fact that sunlight can actually burn your duplicates, giving them a sunburn. If they get sunburned, I want to say that is a 20% increase to their stress for about 2 days, so you want to keep that in mind. Oh, there we go. Dan got sunburned. So yeah, it takes 1.7 cycles to heal, and stress is plus 20 a cycle. The foe they're afraid of. Oh well. Alright, well, looks like I was off by like a tile. I'm assuming I should be fine. If I have to worry about it, I'll just go bunker tiles and just probably go like a wall down. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about that. What I do want to worry about is getting this out, because I want to use all this space down here for something else. But actually, before I worry about that... We haven't had a meteor shower happen yet, so I haven't had a chance to actually fully show it off. But regolith will pile up on top of these bunker doors, despite the fact we've already, like, built to the top of the world. They will pile up on these 2 tiles right there. And so, if we want to have these bunker doors open, we're going to have to find a way of actually dealing with the regolith. Well, we do have a good way of doing that. I believe it's in automation? It's in shipping. The Robo-Miner. So how this guy works, we kind of showed him off before, but he can essentially dig up the regolith. We just need to put him out in a spot and figure things out from there. So how this will work is that, essentially, I'm going to actually get rid of this last bunker tile, because this last area over here, which I guess can be 5 tiles then, I don't really need open. So that'll be fine, because then I can just go to a Robo-Miner, figure out where it's going to go, because it'll be right here. And just figure out where exactly I want to put it. I think this should be fine. Yeah, this is fine because of how I want to do it. I want to put the miner down, but it needs to be attached to something. I like using mesh tiles because I think they look the nicest. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. To give it a sort of surrounding look. So they can get from up there. I'm going to add a couple of tiles down here to give it some space, and then go more mesh tile all the way across. So essentially, bunker tiles, regolith builds up, we open up the doors, the regolith falls, lands on this, these guys will mine it, and then we can deal with things later on. So this is what I would say is part 2 and part 3 of trying to deal with space. And this isn't even like trying to get into the good stuff yet, this is just trying to like get things automated and ready for the next one, when I'm actually going to hopefully be doing things like rockets. But yeah, the Robo-Miners will be good. Actually, I don't want you made out of lead. If anything, not lead. Iron, gold, steel, I would say it might be a little bit overkill. Iron might be perfect, considering the fact that we can get refined iron up here. So we're not having to go we don't have to go as far going all the way back down. Also, I'm going to need a way for my duplicates to get up, which is why I have this mesh tile right there, so that duplicates can climb the ladder. Any regoliths can essentially fall onto this. Yeah, so this is going to take a lot longer to build out because of all of this. Thankfully, though, from one of the updates, we can actually see the range of the Robo-Miner, so I can essentially just copy-paste. I want that there, I'm going to put another one there. Where do I want this guy? Right over here. Boom. And the other issue is that the Robo-Miner is going to generate heat. we need to make sure that it doesn't overheat. So we need to find a way of actually cooling it down, which will be step number 7, I guess, of all this. So, like, yeah, 1. Well, I guess ladder would be 1, this is 2, and I guess this would be 3, 4. Step 5, I would say, is going down to power and using solar panels. Trying to think of how I want to do this one, because solar panels out here in space, because of how bright the sun is, you don't need the full solar panel being exposed to space. You only need about half, and it's funny. So if you're going here and moving over to the right, the leftmost part of the solar panel going to the green outlet and go that way. If you're going down, you want to go to the edge, past one, and then go down. That's, from what I've seen, is the best way to do it, if I remember correctly, because if we do it this way... Wait, is that right? I want to say it's supposed to be this way. Yeah. I want to say anyways. That's how I always did it. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this because of the fact that I'm not going to have all of this. So I guess I'll just wing it, for lack of a better word, and just put one there. Get rid of you. Left of 1, and then go up. Over here, left of 1, go up. And we will essentially just keep this going until we hit my roof. Shoot, I have to look this up, because I know there's a way to actually have the solar panels set up. I don't know why I'm failing it now, but I'll deal with that later, because I'm running out of time for this recording session. So I'll just get that going on the next one, because again, this is going to be a long project. But yep, here we can actually see the regolith building up. Again, it won't go any higher. 2 is as high as it'll ever get. And, like, there we go. There you can see some of that refined metal just dropping on down. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this style. So each one is gonna be 1 to the left of where the green one was, including going down. That at least looks the best. It gives it sort of like a pyramid look. And if I don't mess it up, it'll be fine. They will need a way of actually getting up to these, though. Thankfully, though, we can put ladders. And another thing is that we can actually use things like heavy watt wire to actually go through them. Something like a design like this will work perfectly fine. That will get everybody going to where they need to go. I'm also going to change the priorities to make this all like level 5, because well, I want this done. I want everything else done first. But yes, we at least have a system, more or less, that will work. It doesn't help to have some redundancy ladders, just to have them. And again, I'm gonna go for the heavy watt because I really want the stuff to actually... I want us to be able to actually hold a lot of power since, well, look, we should be getting a lot of power out here from space. especially with this many solar panels. Okay, so since this one is actually built, this actually gives me a perfect opportunity just to show how the Robo Miner works is that it can still get the regolith that actually spawns up here. So again, it's not an issue. And... actually, no, I'm wrong. I do want the ladders here. I do want the ladders because the ladders will be important because we're going to have to build up here because these guys are going to require power. And we're going to want to cool these things down, and I will talk about coolant at a later date and time when that actually comes out and about. Later date for me, and like 20 minutes for you. Okay, we finally got this up and going. Which should then... which should then get these guys going and up and running. And they are not all set up correctly. Hold on. Okay, they should all be... oh, okay. Furry. Okay, that should get those set up. And they can go this way, going up. And up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and all the way up to their new home. Let's also deconstruct you. So if we can just get these things filled with oxygen, I can put everyone into their new base and have everyone out in the world with Atmo suits. Alright, after one long anime-esque time skip, we can finally move on. While I don't have the top part exactly perfect, there's still a lot more I need to get done. I'm going to call it here for right now on building all this stuff, for the simple fact that if we go to power... not temperature, power. The Robo Miners take 120 watts, same thing as the doors. So, we go over to conductive wire. Conductive wire can take 2,000 kilowatts without breaking. So 2,000 divided by 120, that's about 16 with a bit extra, but we can't do anything with a bit extra, so we got 16. So I have it set up so right now to get myself exactly 16 Robo Miners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 of these can run off of one one conductive wire being used from one large power transformer. Now these guys technically give you out 2,000 watts or 4,000 watts. Where is it? Yeah. It makes it so that it can send out 4,000, but if I'm only ever giving it 2,000, that's going to be fine. So I'm going to do one large power transformer to get these 16, and then 2 of them to get me from here all the way down up to here. That's 16 doors right there. And then another one for this one, going all the way down. I can technically go up to here, but I don't need this one. So I can just go to right here, which will be perfect considering this door will open and fall right down here. So that's just the production. Like I said, we're only on step 5. Step 5 was just getting all the solar panels set up. Moving on to step 6, which is what this room is essentially going to be for. Now, it needs to be built and whatnot. I'm using just normal tiles because nothing's touching it. Mesh tiles in the middle to let gas and water flow through them. I'm going to use this for the power. So one thing I will need, before I forget, because I always forget, get rid of you. I want to go to power. I want to go to a heavy watt conduit joint panel to be able to connect the inside and the outside. If I can hit the right buttons, that would be fantastic. Because this is going to be our mini steam box. So just like I got down here, I'm going to have items, mostly batteries, and the heavy transformers set into this box so that they essentially create heat. The other thing we're going to be putting in there is something else I've shown off before, a thermal aqua tuner. So this thing is going to require a lot of steel, and I've been using up a lot of steel. To the fact that I'm going to have to get more steel for what I have planned for the next episode. So I'm going to be putting my thermal aqua tuner up here. And, well, obviously this is going to be a steam box. We're going to need a way to cool it down, which is where steam turbines will come into place. The issue being, well, they're in space. Actually, I actually made this sound perfectly, wow. Part of the issue is that, well, this is in space. There's no way... How are we going to cool these things down? We have two options to do that. But there's another issue as well. First issue is, even if we make this a steam box, this is in space. This is a vacuum. The gas isn't going to actually stay out here. It's just going to dissipate. That's where the thing is in base. Yes, drywall. We want to essentially just put drywall into this entire room. What's it made out of? Doesn't matter. Do we use a blueprint? We can. Doesn't matter. And since I got blueprints and I haven't been using them at all, why don't I just do this just to make this a little bit different? Also, I want to make sure I didn't mess up, because... yeah, okay. I thought these were only too high, but I wanted to make sure, because it would be a real pain to find out, oops, I messed up. Like, oh, those are actually 3 tall, not 2 tall. Huh, that's a bug. So... It's showing me the back wall, but instead it was giving me the other thing. So this will be a point for another cut, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, a mistake was made. I didn't think about before, but these mesh tiles open up to the vacuum of space. So... I don't know, do I try using metal tile? Oh shoot, something else I need to do. This needs to be insulated. That's a big dummy move on my part. This needs to be insulated because I don't need the steam turbines from getting too hot. But I can't use mesh tiles to let everything go through. And well, I might be able to put down temporary shift plates. I think they kind of take over the same space as the drywall, so we won't be able to have both of them in the same location. Dang it. This kind of ruined all my plans, unless I do, like, smaller rooms. Okay, so after designing, scrapping, redesigning, re-scrapping, and then redesigning, this is the design I'm going with. This isn't how it's going to be set up permanently. Well, this isn't the end, it's close to the end, because I just need to put insulation tile right where this ladder is to block this off, same thing for up there. So this top half is going to be the thermal aqua tuner, which is going to be used for cooling, and then another part of it's going to be, like I said before, the large power transformers. Everything in here needs to be made out of steel, otherwise it's never going to be able to survive. The big issue I see is making sure I have enough space to get all this stuff out. So 5 of them, I'm assuming I'm going to need more later on, but 5 to start off should be definitely more than enough. Now we could use the smart batteries, or I could use the jumbo batteries. I'm gonna go with jumbo batteries simply because they hold more power. I think they leak a bit more. Power leak is 400 joules a second compared to 2 kilojoules a cycle. But I would say they make up for it for their increased size and the fact that they use, well, no, they use more resources, but the extra, I just want the battery. I really care more about the battery capacity than anything else, because I really want to make sure these things are actually working, and I want to make sure these things are going to be able to keep enough power to keep everything working when we got things like meteor showers, and when it's nighttime and we don't have the solar power. It's just that it costs me all of my steel just to do this. It's gonna be an issue. Another thing is this. I said we're going to go for cooling, so I need liquid to come in, so insulation pipe. You come in, and I'm gonna want the stuff to come out. And how are we keeping these things cool? We have two options. You may notice I got some drywall in the back. I'm going to go to plumbing, bottle emptier, and we're gonna essentially just drop water down to cover this entire top part. Same thing for down here. And then, I didn't mean to get out of that. We're gonna go use radiant piping to essentially chill any water that's out here. And actually, you know what? Going to do that. Break you. Same thing for this. We'll just use a liquid bridge. It just shoots that stuff down back into the main system. So that is how we're going to keep it, keep these steam turbines cooled, more or less. It's just, I need to get this water all over the place. So when it's not cooling stuff down, I can just use normal piping, because I don't need to use insulation everywhere, because one, that's expensive, and two, we're in space, so I'm not worried about heating or cooling anything. So literally, I just have it go out to there, and then just come down and around. I want to make sure it's not going through here, because that's just going to get hot. And this is also why I needed the back wall, to ensure that by dripping the water down, it's going to stay cool. Now, for stuff like this, I actually built myself a little shovel vole ranch down here, and I got myself a robo miner. How am I keeping this guy cool? He's upside down, so I can't really use the water trick. We're going to use conductive panels, something we got a long time ago, to actually keep this thing cool. So, essentially, that's just going to go do its thing. I'm going to have this come down. So, essentially, the water will just come over here, go into the conduit panel, which will cool this thing down, slowly, but eventually. And then I'm just going to have this go up and get into the base. Now, the issue is, I need to get up on top, and I didn't truly plan ahead for that one. So I'm going to want even more ladders to go across, because I don't want the water getting hot from this 300 degrees Celsius regolith that's going to come down, because that's just going to destroy everything. That's also why we have the block on top, so that no regolith falls down, not only to get in the way of the robo miner, but also to get in the way of the liquid that will be coming down through it. So how I plan on doing this is that I'm going to be using 2 of these, and this also costs a lot of resources. So I'm going to need a lot more of this. So I'm going to have essentially 1 going in and 1 going out. So that is 32 of these things that I need for right now. That's not even using everything. Just to get everything up and running, and then just pipe, pipe, pipe. And then after that, we just bring it back down and throw it down into the thermal aqua tuner. The big thing though is that I'm probably going to want to make sure that the water is actually at a decent temperature, not that far down, at a decent temperature before it actually like tries to go out and do everything. So I'm going to want a liquid pipe thermal sensor, and maybe even a water reservoir just to hold everything. I'm also going to need, there was one last thing, I was going to need the water pump, the liquid shutoff. You generate heat? No, you don't. It doesn't say you generate heat, so you should be fine just sitting in the vacuum. I'm just going to make sure I can actually get to a spot. So you would just go up this way. I would get the thermal sensor set up there with automation. Boop-de-doop. And power, very simple. It's literally right here. So this guy essentially goes, hey, how hot are you? Actually, let me cancel that for a second, rebuild you. Means I need to move the wiring. So, okay, liquid comes up. How hot are you? Are you chill enough? Yes, then you can just come on out and go down. I'll use the liquid bridge just to make sure that actually gets moving. Go out. If it's going, hey, you're a little bit too hot, we're going to go send you back. So we'll have it go out that way, liquid bridge, so again, it's not coming back for any reason. shouldn't, but this is just to make sure. And just have it go right back down into this. And in theory, that should work. Now, obviously, the water's going to get hot when we got the one thing going. And again, I'm thinking I might want to use a liquid reservoir just to ensure that we are able to keep enough... to ensure that we have enough liquid in the system so that nothing breaks. So... I'll have you... I'll break that for right now. The water will come in here and then go out over this way and then be insulated. Out here. I just need to put down some basic platforms, easy enough. I will get rid of this ladder so that no heat is being transferred across, and that should be perfectly fine in theory. The issue is that this is just going to take a long time. Again, that's what space it pretty much is. It's just something that's going to take a long time. And speaking of long times, we need to get liquid into this. Thankfully, I got lucky. I can just use this salt water. So I'm just gonna use this pump, get the water up here, get that going, and try to get this running. I just need a lot more resources, like a lot more refined metal, to get myself up and running. Alright, hello, future me here. Because I realized I made a mistake, a big mistake, when it came to my piping. Right now, all the water really does is come in, go into the aqua tuner, and then go out. The issue with this setup is that if the water is, like, near freezing, it's always going to go into the aqua tuner. So I need to essentially have the water go to this pot first, and then be like, hey, are you good, and whatnot. So, if I can hit the right thing, my best option is probably going to be... oh, keeping that there. Let's move this over that way, get myself a... I'm trying to think of what to do. Unfortunately, my brain is not working right now. I want to have this go up this way, then go this way, which will have it go into that way. This way, if the water is fine, again, it'll hit this. If the water's cold, keep on going through the system. If the water's hot, go up here, go down, which will then go into the tank, which is fine, and from the tank, go into the aqua tuner to get chilled. If I so wish, I could add in another... another liquid reservoir. Just, like, say, out here to ensure that everything works. You cannot spin them, unfortunately, which is a tad annoying to me. I kind of wish you could do that, but I don't know, maybe that's asking for too much. But yeah, I just wanted to say this and get this set up so that if anybody decides to somehow copy this monstrosity for whatever reason, you're not having your pipes break. Anyways, back to past me. Alright, so here we go. Here's the general gist. Been going at this for a while, and I'm almost having to stop this second recording session and have to continue and finish it up on the third. But if we go to the power, they're all connected. So solar panels are connected to the transformers, which are connected also to the steam turbines, which are connected to the batteries. So we're going to then use the transformers to essentially siphon the power off, which are then going to go up here. Again, I got 16 robo-miners set up, so it's only going to take one full line of conductive wire compared to the doors, which is going to take 2 of them. Now, for my humble opinion, do not use lead. I do not recommend using lead at all. From what I've noticed, using lead is dangerous because the lead can melt. Or, yeah, I want to say it essentially melts / overheats from the regolith. And in which case, you got an unpowered door. Another thing you're going to need is automation wire, which we will set up next. So if this was 5, this was 6, no. Yeah, this box was 6 for the cooling. For up here, which would be 7. Automation is what I'm going to call 8. Again, make it out of, say, iron or iron, copper, gold. I'll say iron or gold. Or if you just happen to have enough of it, steel, but I would recommend not using steel because we're going to need a lot of steel for rockets. I'm going to say that right now. This engine alone costs 2,000. And we're going to want a lot of it. But yeah, if we're going to need automation, why do we need automation? Well, 1, to get the doors open, but 2, because we don't want anything getting destroyed. And where is it? Right down here, a space scanner. How this guy works is that it will look into space, and essentially it will look to see if there are any asteroids coming on, meteor showers happening. Now, you can have one and mostly be fine. I'm going to recommend that you have at least 2 of them. Want to try and just spread them out, make sure that they're all dandy. And of course, that's getting in the way. So the more scanners you have looking into space, the more time you are given before a meteor shower can happen. Now, the thing is that these guys will give you out a green signal constantly. No, they will give you a red signal constantly, but as soon as they detect a meteor shower, they will send out a green signal. That is not what I want, because I want this up here to only activate. I don't know why I did that for that. Probably got things wrong. I want this thing to tell the doors to be green and open when there's no meteor showers, and red when there is a meteor shower. So we do want to use a NUT gate, which is right down here. To essentially get the signal, and then just shoot it on up. So that will cause the doors to open. Now, actually, hold on. Hold everything, because I want to make sure this is all set up before we actually connect it. Because, yeah, this is the way that we're going to protect everything, because, again, this stuff can destroy anything that actually hits down here. As a matter of fact, I had a solar panel down here that actually took damage. So, unless I go, like, bunker tiles on the right-hand side, I will have to be a little bit worried. I just got rid of the thing there, because I'm guessing that's just going to be easier, and just leaving this guy here, because that should be fine. Also, these guys need a little bit more water up here, just to make sure everything goes hunky-dory. These batteries regenerate heat, which is why we have the steam turbines to cool that down. These guys also generate heat, same thing with the aqua tuner. If anything, I probably should put the aqua tuner in the middle, but we'll find out. If this goes wrong, I can just break it open, add more water, and that'll be fine. And yes. So this should be everything in terms of the bare bone basics of getting things going. This is the automation, getting the spot, seeing the space, seeing the sky, seeing space and whatnot, and getting everything going. There's only one more thing that I want to talk about before ending this episode, and I'll just do the rest of the building off camera. And that is, how do we get space science? Well, one thing we need for space science is, if I can find it, I thought it was in here. It should have been. Probably just missing it, and you can just type it in instead. The telescope. Yes, in stations. I don't know how I missed it. So the telescope, just like the space scanners, it wants to look into space. It needs power. Alongside it also needs oxygen being pumped into it. And thankfully, power is easy. Space is going to be easy. That's pretty much set up now. Automation? Okay, let me just fix that real quick. And then I got all of my pipes right down here that I can just add on up to go out there. And I can't show this off, but I can show it off. I'll probably show it off next episode. Although I don't think there's really much to talk about. The character, or duplicate, will essentially just go into the machine, and from that they look into space, which will get the star map, and okay, I'll definitely show it off next time, because I'm running out of time this time. But yeah, this is space. What did I say? 5, 6, 7. This would be 8. I guess this would be 9? Although this is technically part for the next one, so I guess 8 steps? 8 steps for space, and they take forever. But yeah. Oh, they already got the telescope. Okay, awesome. When you get the telescope, you get a star chart. When you get the star chart, you can actually start analyzing objects in space as soon as they can actually see it. But again, we can't see anything, so we can't look into space. We can't even select anything to focus. We don't have power, and we don't have line of sight. That'll all be fixed when we get the doors open, which I will show off at a later date and time. But now, I am Jog, signing out. When we come back next time, we will start this thing off. We will start off the next episode with these bunker doors being opened, getting everything automated and everything up and running. Until then, so long, farewell, thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.